Peace, everybody. Peace. We about to get started. I'm just letting some people join in the room. If you're an independent artist or if you know independent artists, I want you to get them in the room because we're going to be talking big things and dropping big jewels for artists. And we have a good guest on for that. So I'm waiting for her to come live too so we can get this popping. But let's go ahead and get this started on my end. Okay. Peace, everybody that's joining us in the room. We are getting started with Cultural Reflections, our podcast. If you're an artist or you know an independent artist, stay here, tag them, DM the video to them. Okay. And we're waiting for our artist to come on now, or our guest. She's not an artist. She used to be an artist. I say once an artist, always an artist, though. All right, why isn't this working? Always some technical difficulties on Teller BTV. All right. So we're waiting for our artist to come on, for our interview to come on. Strong Jewel, the Vibe Queen. And yeah, that's just what we're waiting for right now. She's not on the live yet, but we're waiting to get started. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I don't know why the music's not playing. Let me see here. Oh, it's just played a second ago. Make sure it's turned up. Let me make sure the sound is... Okay. Let me make sure the sound is on the speakers. There she goes. There's the Live Vibe Queen. I don't know why the music's not playing. I'm super bummed out about that. Let me close it and see if I can get it to restart. Peace, Queen. We're going to get you on in a few seconds. And everybody that's here, like I said, if you know an artist or if you are an artist, make sure you share the video with them. Let me just do this real quick. And wave at everybody that's here. Thank you guys for joining the live. Let me try to pull this back up so I can get the music going. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. If I can't get the music going, we'll just get started. But I really want to get the music going. So let's just give a minute for that. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't coming on. So, Queen, do a thing. Peace, Melrose. You guys stick around. If you know artists, like tag them, DM the video to them. We're about to get started. I'm trying to get the music going, and for some reason, it's not acting accurate. I need to probably hire Melrose and his crew to come look at my setup and get my engineering correct. You guys need a DJ. Make sure you guys get at Melrose Radio. He's in the audience right now. Get at him. He's in New York City, but I'm sure he does like tri-state area type deal. So make sure you get at him for your DJ needs, parties. It's the summer, so I know people are having birthday parties and stuff like that. So make sure you get at him, yo. He's pretty live, him and his crew, and they'll come through the whole setup, very professional. playing all the latest hits and all that. Thank you. Peace to you, Mike. Peace to you, brother. That's my bro right there. I don't have no idea why the music's not playing, so let's, without further ado, let's get this started. I don't want to waste too much time. Not sure what the heck is going on with this music. Hold on, guys. Let me just try one more thing. Y'all know this is Teller B Technical TV. Y'all know that's the middle name of the show. So just bear with me for one moment, because I am going to get this to work. We're going to get this to work. I had no problem last time playing the music, and now all of a sudden the music doesn't want to. It's like the app's not even opening. Let me make sure it's not open over here. All right. Here we go. Let's keep our fingers crossed to see if this will work. Well, I don't think that's going to work. So I don't want to keep you guys too long. But anyway, peace, guys. Queens and Kings up, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We have a special show for you tonight. We have the Vibe Queen Strong Jewel in the building. And I'm so excited to have her on. She's my sister. She is doing big things with her business. So we're going to get her on shortly. But just remember that this is a BTV special that connects you with kings and queens in the culture that understand their power and are the reflection of the change that they want to see in the world. That's what we all are striving for. That's what we all are trying to do. So let's make sure we continue to do that. Let me remind you to like and share the video. DM it to someone while we're live. DM it to an artist, more specifically. Because the queen that's coming on can really get the artist promotion, sales. They have marketing tools and all that to get artists visual, get them seen in the industry. So make sure you guys share this with a fellow artist. Don't be a hater, be empowerer. Okay, so make sure you share the video, and make sure you're following me on all my other platforms, on IG at Teller B Media, at Cultural Preservationist, and at Saving Bees Fashion. If you guys don't know about my new venture, go check me out over there and you can learn about what I'm doing with the bees. And remember, you can catch this rebroadcast on YouTube at Teller B TV. So make sure you subscribe and like the YouTube. And I just want to open the show like I always do with my message and our creed as kings and queens. If we want to see the better reflection of our culture that we strive for, it's up to us to make that change. So remember, the Kings and Queens Up creed in the culture is, for Kings Up, it's understand the power that you possess to set the bar, your balanced ability to respond with rules, respect, upliftment, love, and empowerment, support to yourself, your family, and your community, which will put you positive, useful, and transformative. Will put the reflection of the culture back to the highest standard that it belongs in. So that's what we're about around here, Kings and Queens Up Culture. So make sure you remember that. This is our third episode of Cultural Reflections. So I'm happy to have you here. So without further ado, I got the Vibe Queen on deck. Let me see if she's in the comments. If you guys, peace, Wade. Thank you for being here. Wade, tag some artists and send this to some artists, because we're about to get the Vibe Queen on here, and she is it for, like, if you're independent artist, this is who you need to link with, period, point blank. Hands down, like, this is who you need to be linked with. So all the artists on here, all the people on here, get with an artist. Live Vibe Queen, I'm gonna ask that you request to be live on here, because that's the only way that I know how to pull you on here. If you guys have any questions for the Vibe Queen, please put them in the comments. We'll get to your questions throughout the interview, so make sure you do that. And while we're waiting for her, let me see if I can get this music to play. I'm getting this music to play, you guys, by the end of this show. Like, that's going to be my word right there. We getting this music to play by the end of the show. Okay, she's requesting. Okay, yay. Yay! Live Vibe Radio. Especially if you're an artist. Get the following.
Peace, Queen. What's good?
Peace,
Hi,
Queen.
everyone.
There she is.
Hey.
There is the Queen. Peace. How are you?
I am good, thank you. Definitely honored to be back on your platform. You know, we go back so far, and before we even get started, shout out to all the kings and queens that are tuned in. And just, I want to tell you how proud I am of you, sis. Like, you know, we've known each other a long time now. You're one of the very first queens that I really connected with. I mean, on a real spiritual, deep level when I came to the States, and you know, we've managed to maintain that solid connect all the way through. So we definitely have a real sistership, and I'm just proud, man. You know, because I've seen it as you'd already started the platform when you met me, and I've just seen it grow and grow, and I've just seen you evolve, and it's just a beautiful thing. So I'm really proud of you.
So thank you for that. And of course, we do have a huge history.
You do.
You know, and this is like a reunion of sorts, not just like because of, you know, you were on my platform and stuff, like when I first started and I met you as an artist and stuff like that, but just because of, like you said, like the sisterhood.
Yep.
You knew my mother.
Yep.
You broke bread with my family. Like, we're family. So like, I
Real.
consider you family. Peace,
Right.
Twizzy. Peace, everybody that's in the chat. Please, if you're an artist, Twizzy's an artist, go follow Nasim right now. Strong Jewel. Let me get it right.
Yeah.
It's Strong Jewel. You're not seeing to me, my
I
sis.
know, because we're family,
Yeah.
so you know, you be calling me by my government, but it's okay.
But you know what though? I was thinking, and I was playing around like when I was like writing everything up for you and stuff, and I was like, why isn't she using that? Because you know how good that sounds, Nasim, the vibe queen, Nasim. Like, you could totally use that, and you could totally like run with that, and it would be totally great.
It's funny you should say that, because shout out to, you know, my business partner, my team Kano, because he used to be saying the same thing. He's like, why don't you use Nasim? Like, it's beautiful. Why would you use it?
Yeah,
like,
and it rhymes with Queen. It rhymes with Queen.
Nasim the vibe queen. Yeah, I know. You know what? Listen, watch this space. That's what I'm gonna say on that.
Listen, that's all right. Listen, that's what we do. We get together, the creative juices start flowing, and we just go with it. And that's how you gotta do. That's the expectation that I have for everybody in the community.
Definitely.
That's what Queens Up and Kings Up culture is about. It's about setting the bar, your balanced ability to respond, the way you respond to those around you, those that you work with, you know, everything.
Definitely.
Yeah, and not like being any other certain type of way. So before we get started, I want to kind of just go ahead and read your bio. Like, first of all, you know, this is Teller B Technical TV.
Yeah,
and
I love that too.
And you know what? Like, the whole start was just like non-existent. Like, the everything was prepped before we started. I had all the music ready. And then when I went live, I went to go play the music and it just wouldn't play. And I'm like, what the hell?
Welcome to live TV, man. Welcome to live TV.
Right. Well, you know, I'm used to it, but you know, it's just like, come on. I literally just checked it like 5 minutes before we started.
Yeah, it's crazy when it does that.
Yeah.
Technology, man, it's great when it works. And then when it decides to do its own thing, it's like, okay, it does its own thing.
So listen, I wanted to ask you though, before I did this too. And I was trying to get at you before we started, but you know, both of us are very busy. So first of all, thank you for taking the time out to come on. And plus, I know you have a lot going on, so you needed to come on because you need to come on and kind of talk about the stuff you have going on, so people can kind of get in tune with everything and get on board, follow you. You know, artists need to get at you, so like this is a perfect timing.
Thank you.
Do you mind if I play on top? I have the clean MP3 version that was sent to me over 7 years ago in Dropbox still. Do you mind if I play it?
You can play. I think, is that I'm trying to think if that's the mixed version.
It's mixed. And I'm going to tell you why. It's the one that we used in our initial interview.
Is that okay?
It's the one that I used in the music when I did the music for the YouTube.
Yeah.
When I did the promo. Okay. It's the one. So I wanted to ask you, because you know I want to get your permission. Mm-hmm. But I want.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I'm just praying.
And you know me, I love that song. So
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I'm just praying it's the mix. Song.
I'm just praying if it's the mixed version, play it. But you know what? Just play it anyway. If it's not, then listen,
guys.
This
song was perfect on there.
This song was made was recorded in 2009. Okay, and it was actually professionally mixed in 2014. So, regardless, she's gonna play it. Okay, so
I met you in 2017, so we're good.
We good.
I got the mixed version.
Yeah, you. Did you make me that? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. And it might have been, I almost want to say it was maybe 16, but I think it was 17.
We'll know anyway when it plays. I'll critique it.
And plus, well, I met you. You know what? I met you on my birthday.
Yeah, you did.
And I think I'm trying to think. I don't know how old I was turning, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I think it was 17 or 16.
I think it was 16.
It was 16 when
it was
we
16.
met.
Yeah,
it was 16 when we met, and it was 17 when.
Shout out to everyone in the building. I see. Shout out to all the Kings and Queens, all your people. I see Strong Ronnie, my people pulling up. Shout out to Hero Tokyo. He's an artist.
That's the vibe queen, y'all. She's such a professional.
Thank you. I'll be trying.
Serial professional. All right.
You sounded it too, girl. I tell you, be killing them. Okay, Taylor.
You know me. I just be doing my thing. Tell her BTV, baby.
Yes.
All right. So let's play on top real quick, and then we're going to get into, I'm going to read your bio, then we'll get into some questions. Okay.
Okay. So
everybody listen up.
Okay. I think it's the unmixed version, I think. But anyway, this is
now you feeling you, I don't know, but I know that I'm coming through. What else can I do? But to myself be true.
Go on, Taylor. Hey.
Sometimes I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. But then the feeling comes my way, and I get you in the mood that I can't stop, won't stop until I'm on top.
This bring back memories.
Now it's not the time to play. I'm coming every day, making my hopes driving down. I'm starving.
That's all you think in the chat, by the way. I don't think it's fine. You can let us know if you.
All right. That's
okay,
enough.
but
Enough. I wanted to just display your talent.
Thank you.
I
forget about that side
like,
of me.
okay, well, who is this person that's doing all this stuff? So we want to give a little background to people and let people know, look, you're legitimate. Like, you had a legitimate hit, and you know this is where it's at. So just to introduce people to you and let them know that that's what the deal is. You are the vibe queen. So let's get into your bio real quick. So Strong Jewel, formerly an independent artist, now radio personality host, is a pioneer in the independent music industry, as well as chief editor of Vibe One magazine, and not to mention sales, marketing, promotions director. Personal assistant, manager, station coordinator, show bookings, and part business owner of the Vibe 97.9 FM and CEO of Live Vibe Radio. She is Strong Jewel, Queenz up, understanding, power. Let's get it, sis. Horns on you, like blessings to you.
Thank you,
Peace to you. I've seen you grow. I've seen you come a long way. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
So let's get into it. So of course I know you, so I'm coming at this as people in the audience who don't know you, people who follow me, who may not be following you, which they should be following you by the end of this. Peace to everybody that just joined. So of course, Queen, tell us a little bit about your background growing up overseas, and tell us what the atmosphere was like over there as an independent artist.
So growing up overseas, obviously, you know, you could tell I'm from the UK. Like I'm Persian, Spanish, Egyptian mixed. But obviously my roots are British. Did live in Iran for a little bit, but you know, predominantly just in England. So basically, yeah, my story is different from a lot of people because I always had this real strong passion for radio and music. That was the only thing that really interested me apart from like sports, but I never actually physically believed that I could actually do music. And then fast forward years and years and years later, going through like depression and stuff like that, like music was the only thing that really kind of kept me holding on. So then one day I would just, it was actually funny because I was with an ex-partner and I was like, you know what, I'm actually gonna sing. I was like, because we were already on the verge of splitting up. So I was like, you know, when we split up, I'm gonna sing. And he laughed in my face, right? He laughed in my face. I'll never forget that. And I was like, okay, that's cool. You can laugh. Bearing in mind, no singing lessons, nothing. When I was young, I really thought like I couldn't sing. I thought I sounded like a boy. I thought I was ugly. Like I really didn't have any confidence in myself on that, you know, and that, on that spectrum. spectrum of things. But I was just like, look, I'm gonna do it. I ended up going to a studio. Someone was looking for a singer, and I'd never sung in front of anyone. Went to the studio. They had it all written up. I recorded it, and it went from there. I recorded a demo. I took it to restaurants everywhere. I got gigs singing. You can say I literally did it from the ground up, with no experience. And I just basically just put faith in God, faith in myself, and was just like, yo, let's go. It was hard. I'll tell you why it was hard, because I'm not going to give my age away, but going back,
of course not.
Of course not. You know, we as queens don't need to
Right.
do that.
I was just saying that. We don't need to count how old I was when I met you, but
no, but
it was on my birthday.
Exactly.
It was one of those birthdays.
Right. So then, yeah, like the thing I found was, you know, I was the only reason I was never on social media until I started to do music. I went on MySpace, and then someone told me about Facebook. And anytime I used to post up, I never used to get no likes. So then what I used to do was like, I'm like, okay, I'm an artist, but guess what? I'm gonna start supporting other artists. So I used to share other artists' stuff, and, you know, get a little bit of pull on that, but could never understand why I wasn't really getting pull on myself. So I continued to do like different audition for a girl group, like all these different things. I went on X Factor, like I went on all these different things to get experience. And then, you know, I got the opportunity after joining like a group and a couple of groups and stuff, and got the experience behind me. I had the opportunity to come to America. So I was like, you know what? I got no kids. I got nothing holding me back. I got this big wild dream that really it's wild, but I believe in it. So why not take the risk? And I never came over blindfolded. I never came over thinking, oh, it's just going to be a walk in the park. You know, I knew it was going to be crazy, but I have this thing with me, and I feel like whatever you do in life, you shouldn't have any fear. You should just, your faith should be so strong that you shouldn't have any fear. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that, you know, you'd be blindsided to dangers. But at the same time, like, if you really want to go for something, you can't have fear. You have to be ready to just prepare yourself for the worst. If the worst happens, no, you can deal with it and just keep moving. And that's what happened. I came, and I was doing music at first, started working for different entertainment entities and stuff, went through a lot of craziness. But the whole time I just kept holding on to gratitude. I kept saying, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God. Because one thing I've learned as well, when you go through stuff, you have to hold on to the smallest things. Like, if you can hold on to one small thing and be grateful for it in amongst the madness, you'll see how everything will change. You know, everything will start changing, you know, in a good way. So yeah, so then I decided, after working for entertainment entities, and then I worked for a radio station. That didn't quite work out. I'm not going to go into it. I still have respect for everyone that gave me an opportunity.
Listen, sis, you are such a professional, and somebody just actually said it in the audience. Somebody, our big Swiss Strong Jewel, being interviewed. There's a switch, because you just basically answered like 2 or 3 more other questions that I have for you. So let's just, like, you know, let's tone it down. Let's slow it down a little bit. So let's talk about your decision to come to America.
Yeah.
So like you said, you didn't have kids. I wanted to kind of ask, when you decided to come to America, first of all, when did you come to America? Because I think that's important for people to know when you came.
It was 2015.
15.
It was February 2015, yeah.
Okay. And then when you came here, obviously you just kind of gave a synopsis of why you decided to come here.
Yeah.
So I won't ask you that, but I'll ask you, what were the biggest differences that you noticed from the UK scene, from the American scene, and what were your biggest barriers and challenges when you got to America?
I think the biggest barrier, I'm going to do the biggest barriers and challenges first, was even knowing if people were going to accept me and my music. Because Philly, come on, man, we know about Philly, right? Philly is a tough place, especially when it comes to music. People are either going to love you or they hate you. There's no kind of in between with Philly people. They're either going to love you or hate you. So I feel like that was my biggest challenge. But once I performed live and I got this really dope reaction, that was cool. The difference, people were asking me this before, the difference between UK music scene and music scene out here, I mean, really and truly, obviously, you know, it's much bigger out here because America's is bigger, period. But I would say, like, I would kind of say it's the same, really. But it depends what area you're talking in England, because London, the music scene is heavy. So it's just as heavy as it is in Philly. And I think, like, it's the same struggles. I feel like support is is a tough thing. And one thing I will say that is not very similar, but is actually identical. Why am I saying very similar? Identical is if you have a big buzz already, like you already have quite a big fan base in England, you'll get put on major platforms. It's the same. It's like, even if you're a business or you're an entrepreneur, if you have like 1 million followers and you're making all this money, everybody's gonna want you on their station, on their platform. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's kind of indicative of how the times and reflection of the times that we live in.
Definitely.
With social media being such a game changer for independent artists.
It is, but that's one thing that I used to notice a lot in England and out here. It's like, hold on a minute, hold on. Okay, these people that have all these followers already, I'm happy for them, trust me, you know, I support them all. But at the same time, what are we doing for the people who have the same crazy amount of talent that haven't had that luxury of having that family support or this, that, and the other? And that goes into the reason why I got into radio and decided, you know what, I'm gonna start doing radio, and I'm gonna actually give a platform to people who, you know what I mean, who don't get blessed the same way as people who already have the numbers up and already have the you know, the big followings and the big companies and sponsors behind them.
So let's talk about your radio career for a little bit, since you kind of segued to that. Talk about your radio hosting career. You kind of just talked about why you decided to start it. Talk about some of your gigs that you had, and what were the most important lessons that you learned from some of those things, and from some of those experiences to kind of manifest you and push you to where you are now.
So are you talking about on the radio aspects, working for radio station, different entertainment?
Yeah, working for different, because I know you worked for a few different places.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. So shout out to Karen, but I see Karen in the chat. Shout out to everyone pulling up.
Peace, Karen. Peace, everybody pulling up in the chat. I gotta do the strong jewel pull up. George Ray, it's hard for me because these glasses, baby.
They look good, though, girl. You glowing.
Thank you. I mean, they're for far away, but this is like up close situation here, so I'm struggling here. And I'm not ready to get that line yet. So
Laval, yeah, Laval is. Oh, you
Space
see,
baby Jamesy,
Gregory Gray, yeah.
Yep.
Space baby, yay! Shout out to all of
y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in.
Definitely.
Ahead,
Definitely appreciate everybody, man. Everybody on the pull up. So yeah, what did I learn? Well, basically, you know, I learned a lot behind the scenes on the entertainment spectrum, which was good. The run-ins of certain things. Not that I was oblivious to it, you know, being even an independent artist performing at different events, you kind of get to see the behind the scenes. But when you're actually, you know, involved within that organization, it's a different type of thing. So I learned, there was a lot of things I learned, good things I learned, just on, you know, how to run certain things. But at the same time, the flip side was there's a lot of stuff, bad stuff that I, you know, was aware of and that I, you know, learned that was not good, and that you shouldn't do. And I think one of the key fundamentals that I learned is how you treat people that work for you, because that is paramount. I don't care how popular you think you are and this, that, and the other. If you can't treat the people that work with you in your team, in your family, with the same respect that you would somebody who is buying from you or coming into your establishment, then there's a major problem. There's a major issue, because at some point the word is gonna get around and it's gonna reflect badly on you. So yeah, so that's some of the you know, the bad things that I learned.
So let's get into your current situation. You are the Vibe Queen. And I love that moniker. And again, I'm going to go back to the Vibe Queen, Nasim. I know you don't like that, but I think it's beautiful and it just flows so nicely. Like,
thank you.
I mean,
thank you.
Strong Jewel is strong, and I love Strong Jewel. Like, you know, I love that attribute for you. But you know, the Vibe Queen, baby, it just flows so nicely. But let's talk about your current situation. You are the Vibe Queen, so let's talk about Vibe, your live Vibe radio. Talk about your live review show that I feel like, I don't want to say like you coined it, but I feel like you kind of made it kind of like popular. I feel like you made the live review show popular. To talk about that movement and how you kind of got into the Vibe situation and
Yeah, so I'm gonna rewind back because it just flows off of, like I said, it goes back to, where I was running ahead of you, like, answering like questions you hadn't even asked me. Basically how I got into the review. So obviously I started my radio, was interviewing people. Then one day someone just sent me music and was like, hey, can you review this? Could you review it for me? I was like, hey, you know what? Do you mind if I review it live? They're like, nah. So I reviewed the music live. And then after doing it once, like, people just started to submit this music to me. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm about to do a review show. Let's call it Hit and Miss. And let's see what we think of these tracks. Yeah. And I had phone lines at the time. So people used to phone and wait on the phone lines. But sometimes it got so high in demand. Like, people used to be waiting probably 50 minutes on the phone line. And it was like an 800 number. So then people were complaining about bills. So I was like,
of course people were complaining.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? And the crazy thing was, people were just donating all this money to me. Like, I wasn't even charging them, but people were really enjoying what I was doing, and they just kept donating. So I was like, hold on, let's not donate no more. I tell you what, we'll take the phone lines away. So we'll stop the phone lines. But what you can do is stop donating large amounts of money. Just donate $3 if you want to skip the line. So evidently they did that. So what happened was, though, at that point when I started, I wasn't on Facebook with it. I mean, I was
just on Instagram at that time.
No, I wasn't. Sorry. Pull up. I was on Facebook. I was on Facebook, but I didn't put it on the group pages, so I wasn't sharing it on the group pages. And at that point, I was the only one. It was only me. Peter Politician had done a review show 2 years prior, but he had stopped because I used to go and co-host his with him. But I never thought, oh, I'm going to copy him. I just started this purely out the fact 2 years later, someone asked me to review their music. And then what happened was, once I started to do the Skip the Line, that's why I'm a pioneer of the whole review show Skip the Line. I was the whole pioneer of that major hustle.
The line.
Yeah, the Skip the Line. Yeah. So then what happened was, as soon as I shared on the group pages, I used to get like 10,000 views, but everybody started to do a review show with Skip the Line. Like, and then all of a sudden it just went viral. It just went crazy. And yeah, that's what I started. I started that whole craze. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was that. And then that's it. I obviously still do them now, but
so is that how kind of the Vibe King and the Vibe family kind of noticed you? Like, how did how that manifested? That's what
yeah. So basically, it's crazy. It's divine timing. It really, really is, because it's a long story. I'm gonna shorten it. I was going hard. I've been doing it years, nonstop. I was literally going live every day.
I remember.
Interviews every day, nonstop. And I had a lot going on behind the scenes, a lot of personal stuff going on behind the scenes. There was a lot of stuff going on with the radio, with people claiming they support, and then they were doing crazy stuff too, whatever. So it got to a point where I was just praying to God. I was like, yeah, I really need a mentor. I think I'm going to quit. Like, I was really at a point. I'm like, I'm done. Like, it's stressing me out. Like, it's something I enjoy, but it's stressing me out because I'm giving all this love to people, and people are just, taking, acting like they support, but they just trying to get the blueprint and stuff, which is cool. I want people to learn from me, but at the same time, like, have respect, you know what I'm saying? Still respect the people that give you the nuggets, you know what I'm saying? So then in the end, he was following me, the Vibe show was following me, and I saw, actually, he followed me, I think, and I followed him back because I saw him on someone's page, and he then, we were showing each other support, and then I had hit him in the inbox. I was like, look, I really respect you. Thank you so much for your support. I really honor your support, And then that was it. He hit me back, and he was like, look, you're so welcome. I love what you're doing. I've been watching you for a while. I've been seeing you go really hard. Like, I've noticed a lot of things, but you really have, you really got it. Long story short. And then basically, like, he came on my show, and it just went from there. He was like, look, I really want to partner in my business. Would you be willing to partner with me and be 50-50 on the Vibe show? And I was like, at that point, I was going through something with HBO with the trademark for my radio. I had Iron From Radio, remember? Mm-hmm. And like I said, it was all divine timing. It was a perfect time to change the name from Iron From Radio into Live Vibe Radio, and it just amalgamated it into what it is now. And it's just an amazing amazing collaboration and unionship, man, partnership.
So that's dope. So what's different now from your role in Vibe? Because obviously we just read your bio, and if I can just go back and see, like, you know, it sounds like you have like more hats on than one. So how's that, and how did you kind of evolve into doing those different type of, you know, I guess like task or whatever, or however you want to call
Roles.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
test and role. Basically,
your
it was
role.
just, yeah, I mean, from the moment like we decided to work together, I kind of just started to take on different roles without even thinking I was doing the role. You know what I'm saying? And then, when we had business meetings, he was like, hey, you know what, you need a title, you're doing this, doing that. And then it just amalgamated into me having all these titles and doing all these different things, which I absolutely love too, because even though being a CEO, being a host of my own show, and having done the music and done a little bit of modeling and stuff, like I wanted to be more involved in the behind the scenes. Like I don't want people to get it confused. See, with me, I have no problem being backstage. I have no problem being behind the scenes. Don't get me wrong, it's cool to be in front of the camera, but I'm not one of those people that is always wants to be in the limelight. Like I'm cool, I can take a back seat. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how it kind of all merged together. And then obviously we had the magazine. He had been doing they had been doing the magazine, but then they had stopped it for a while. And then when obviously I merged with them, I'm like, oh, you have a magazine? I was like, oh, you can't stop that, you got to bring it back. So
And
it's
that's like
okay,
right
guess
up your
what?
alley.
So it was like, okay. He was like, and the team was like, well, chief editor, there you go. So, because they did have another chief editor, but she kind of resigned from the position because she was too busy on other stuff. And so here we go. It's me. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. So let's shout out a couple of people. We got Black Tony Starks 21.
hey,
Said keep giving that good knowledge. I'm Teller B. Definitely appreciate perspective. Thank you, King. King's up to you.
yes.
King's up to you. Sodium Podcast, salute to you.
Shout out to
out of New York. And on the check-in is King Trackstar. So peace to you. That must be one of Nasim's folks.
peace and blessings.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So Queen, tell us about your new show that you have coming up, Queen of Queens. Talk about the inspiration for it and what can we expect and when can we expect it to start? Uh-oh. You there? Uh-oh. I can't hear you. Is that me? Can you guys hear? Oh, there you go. I couldn't hear you. Were you muted?
I don't know what happened. I don't know if someone was calling my phone, but it was just...
Probably. That happens if you're on Instagram.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, is this
I'm sorry.
Technical TV part 2?
Yeah, what were you saying? Because I really didn't hear.
I was talking about your show, Queen of Queens, and I wanted you to talk about the inspiration for it and what can we expect and when can we expect it.
So Queen of Queens, again, it was, we kind of sat down, we had another business meeting, because, I kind of want to, as much as I love doing the radio, I've had a bigger vision for myself. I must say, I don't care if it sounds sad, but when I was young, I always used to watch Oprah. My mom loved Oprah, and, putting our minds together, just with that and how I do interviews and how much I love people and I love showing love and support, and, like yourself with Queens Up, like I love, the sistership, and I feel like, we should be supporting each other as queens and kings, but a queens more so because I just feel like
because we are queens.
Because we are queens.
So that to me, that's what made the difference with Queens Up, and not to cut your wisdom. But I added Kingz Up in a little bit later because it's really about both of us for me. But it started with Queens Up because I am a queen. So I have to talk to queens. I can't talk to all the time kings. I can talk to kings sometimes in certain manners, and for certain reasons. But for all intents and purposes, it's little girls that influenced by us. So, exactly. and it's other females that are kind of looking at other females maybe and saying, hey, that's a good role model that I want to look up to. So different things like that. So that's really why I think too.
And I'm with you. It's funny you should say that because another part is it's starting off with Queen of Queens, but then it's going to amalgamate into King of Kings because at the same time, like you say, the queens, we need to support each other, but at the same time, the kings need us too. But one thing I find too with kings, if you speak to a lot of men, a lot of their support in the entertainment field will be females. So I feel as men should be coming together, supporting other kings more, because not that there's anything wrong.
Yes.
Obviously, a man is going to attract the opposite sex just like a female is.
Right.
But I'm saying
That's the
like,
natural part.
that's
Yeah.
the natural part. But at the same time, I feel as kings that they should come together more. So yeah, so I'm with you on that. But yeah, so that's where it was birthed from. And I just honor so many queens like yourself, and there's so many absolutely phenomenal queens out here who been through the mill but still managed to, you know, keep their crown on straight and still continue to push through and just do absolutely amazing things. So it's really amplifying the voices of, you know, all queens from all walks of life as well. Let me say that, because I am an advocate for people from all walks of life. I don't favoritize someone just because they have more money or just because they have a higher status. No, I'm going to treat someone right down here the same as I treat someone up here. There should be, in my eyes,
no
I feel
difference.
like there should be no difference. And I feel like with the entertainment industry, there is. It's like when it comes to females as well, I think the flawed females should get as much love as the ones who are looking perfect. But unfortunately, in our society, it's not like that. But I'm an advocate for that. So my show is all about that and just changing the narrative. You know, we got this thing on perfection and stuff, but listen, imperfections are perfection. Yeah, they are.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Imperfections are perfection.
Yep.
So I think that's dope. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see how it grows and how it goes. And I know it's going to do well because I know everything that you do does well.
Thank you.
You know, you're a phenomenal personality.
Thank you,
you have phenomenal content. Your graphics and your content are A1. So this is why I wanted all artists to make sure that they joined in. Any independent artist that's listening right now, please tag another artist. Don't be a fucking hater. Okay? Tag another artist. Let them know the Vibe Queen is in the building. I expect that anybody that followed me, you should have followed her by now if you were on this live. If not, you know, you need to get to it. And let people know about her because she has great services with Vibe Magazine. They can get you on a magazine. They can get you on the radio station. You can get on a review show. Other avenues also, not just those. There's other avenues that they can kind of help and mold you with. And that being said, that segues into my next question. Okay. You know I'm saying.
Yeah, shout out to our beautiful Kiani is in the building. What's your gorgeous family tapped in there? That's what's up. Love you, sis.
Queen Kiani. So sis, give some advice to the young artists coming up. What do you think that they can and should do to optimize and maximize their chances to either get recognized or to grow their fan base or like whatever their goal is?
I would say this, and we say it all the time: be yourself. Just be yourself. Don't afraid to be different. Just be authentically you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at the way the industry is now, like just like with everything is oversaturated because we have the internet, and you know, a lot of people which is good, are believing in themselves and they're pursuing their dreams, which they should. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that are just copying the mold and just, you know, again, just you know, going with the flow of what the mold is. No, be different, man. Be unique. Stand out from the crowd. And listen, like I said before, just have no fear. Like, you can't have fear. Like, again, like I said, don't have blinkers on and be blindfolded to what you should be aware of and paying attention to. But at the same time, man, go for it, man. And one thing I am an advocate for is please believe in yourself. I had no one to tell me, and it took me years and years and years. And I know everything is divine timing. There's a reason for it, and I know that's the reason why it's happening now, why it didn't happen back then. Because I just feel if we change the trajectory of our journeys, if we had, say for instance, if I went back and was like, okay, I believed in myself, I had all this money back then, I might not even be sitting here right now. My whole, you know what I mean, it would just, my whole life would be different. And it's a fact. So I say that to say to people out there as well, just don't worry about your age. Don't worry about nothing. If you have a goal, you have a dream, man, just be uniquely authentic to yourself. Pursue it. Be relentless. And it's okay to take a break. Don't beat yourself up because, you know, you might be feeling tired one day. That's fine. Just don't stop. That's the key. So even if you take snail steps, That's fine. Just
There's still
continue
steps.
to move. Yeah, continue to move. Shout out to Humble Soundings in the building. What's good, family? Hey, that's what's up. Yes,
That's the
the Kings and Queens up. So, and I just want to let everyone know, because if I can, if you don't mind, Queen, that we are a licensed, the Vibe Show 97.9 FM, we're a licensed FM royalty-paying syndicated radio station. We syndicate with 46 different other radio station platforms. And when you put your song in rotation with us, we have a request tab activation, which means your song can be requested up to 10 times a day, which means the more it's requested, the more chance it has of going into the Billboard charts. So we are 1,000% legit. And just know, when we do the review shows on a Saturday and Sunday from 9 p.m. Eastern time to 11 p.m., we give away 4 weeks paid rotational spins with the request tab activation to the winner of that weekend. So if you're going to submit music, definitely submit your best. That's what I'm going to say. So, yeah.
So y'all hear that, and this is what I was trying to tell y'all. See, you won't be listening. People don't be listening, sis. I be trying to tell people. I told them that the Vibe Queen was in the building, and I told them that if they was an independent artist, or if they knew an independent artist, or if they was aspiring to be an artist, man, this was the place to be, so they could connect with you. That's what Culture Reflections does. We connect people with queens and kings in a culture that are the reflection that they want to see. Like I said, if we want to see the reflection, we got to be the reflection.
Amen.
And that's what Queens Up and Kings Up culture is about. It's about setting that bar. You know what I'm saying? Balancing your ability to respond to yourself first and foremost, because that's who we got to deal with in the forefront ourselves.
Amen.
Then
Definitely.
the next step is to do that with your family. Set the bar with your family. Balance your ability to respond to them. And make it a positive response, a positive reaction.
Definitely.
Turn a negative into a positive.
Amen.
Everything that we do is what we choose to do. It's the life that we choose to live. We live what we choose to live.
Exactly.
So that's what Queens Up
Everything
and
is
Kings
choices.
Up culture is about. And like you said, with your journey, you've evolved into different things. And just like Queens Up did too, because again, it was initially started as Queens Up to somebody, and it's still that. No competition. Queens Up to you. We're all beautiful. We all have something to add.
Amen.
But it expanded into this beautiful whole creed of setting that bar, the balanced ability to respond.
Exactly.
Putting our culture, the positive, useful transformation, put the culture back where it needs to be.
Amen.
So that's why I asked you to come onto the show.
I love it.
Because I feel like you're a representative of that.
Thank you.
I've known you for a long time. I consider you family. I love what you're doing. I've seen your evolution. I've seen you bud from a seed. I've seen you grow, and I've seen you now. You're flowering like a huge rose bush that just continues to grow and spread. And it's a beautiful thing, because your positive energy is what we all need right now in society. So blessings to you, Queen, and thank you for that. Thank you for what you do. I think it's beautiful. But that being said, let's get into it. I got a couple more questions.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. Thank you.
I got a couple more questions. Just give me your flowers, because you deserve them.
Thank you, love. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Let's talk about some industry stuff.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Essence Festival that just happened. And I'm sure you're aware that India Ari has had some strong words and have had something to say about the girls that were, some of the girls that were performing. I think it was Megan Thee Stallion. And I'm about to butcher this other girl's name. But you can correct me, because you probably know it. Janelle Monáe or something.
Yeah.
Okay. I said it right.
Janelle Monáe. Yes. Even I'm tripping.
I said it right.
Yes.
All right. So that's a step. So tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about kind of what she said. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm gonna, my goodness. I gotta ask you, because I knew the festival was on. I actually wanted to go.
Okay, so let me give you a synopsis of what happened.
Yeah, give me a synopsis, yeah.
So, and I don't know either. I just seen it on social media, so I assumed you saw it by now, because it's kind of all over social media.
Okay.
So Megan Thee Stallion and Janae, whatever, Monet, they did their, everybody has their performances or whatever. And I guess they did their performance, and you know what kind of music they do. They're ratchos, so they got the ratchet music and the ratchet dancing and all that, or whatever they was doing on stage. I guess they had the whole stage twerking or whatever. And India Arie didn't like that, and she was just kind of like, in the way she was kind of coming was like, look at this of how we'll look back at this from 10 years from now.
Right.
As
right.
a culture.
Right.
And I mean, and I'm, and I don't want to put my opinion, because my opinion is my opinion. I'm BTV. People know my opinion normally. Right. But my thing is, like, I kind of agree with her, because in 10 years from now, that does kind of look like that. I mean, you don't even got to go 10 years from now. It looks terrible now, but I mean, I wanted to get your view on it. And she kind of called them out about it. She kind of said, like, we should be more responsible when it's kind of because I think I think the whole point was the Essence Festival is kind of like a family type.
I was just gonna say that, yeah.
Yeah, like I think that was the point of why she's saying it, because it's supposed to be like a family thing. But then I seen people saying, "Well, they got family section, you got family section," but that's people trying to defend it or whatever. But I don't know. So what do you think? You think more queens need to stand up and speak out toward that, or what do you think about the whole dynamic of it?
Yeah, they do. Let me keep it brief. But when I came into this industry, I came in wrapping my head, right? I came in not showing my body.
Modest.
I mean, still don't.
You called yourself the modest model.
Yeah, the modest model. I still don't show my body, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I might put, what I'm saying? I might put a little, do a photo shoot in something, but it's still modest. It's not, it's not crazy. So I've always, with the industry, I just feel like it's too much already out there of showing everything and letting everything hang out. So the way I feel about the Essence Festival, I feel like, how can I say this? I've never been, but just hearing that, I feel it was wrong. I do feel like it was wrong, because I feel like, as a culture, like, we're royalty, right? And I just feel like, we make excuses sometimes we say it's liberating, right? For a female to take her clothes off is liberating. It's this, it's that. All right, but at the same time, man, we can't keep using that
as an excuse.
We can't keep using it as an excuse, because the youth are watching. We're trying to change the narrative. We're trying to change it. We're not trying to
reflections. Be the reflection you want to see.
Be the reflection you want to see, because again, like you said, whether there's a section for family or whatever, the fact is it's a family festival.
Mm-hmm.
That's you know what I'm saying. So there's young girls there, and man, I can imagine what Janelle Monáe was doing. She probably had like what out maybe or something. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I just each to their own though. But
I'm sure you'll see it over the next week over social media, because it's pretty much like all over the news feed.
I'm not one for that, because again, look, just real quick, look at Cardi B, right? The music Cardi B makes, right? She doesn't even let her daughter listen to her music.
Right.
Now,
I saw that video.
Come on. So how are you justifying what I'm saying? Like, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, it's okay for a young girl, for you to influence, other young girls with that music, but you don't want your daughter listening to it.
Right.
You have to be careful too, because guess what? What you put out is coming back. So you have to be very mindful as a parent. Even if you're trying to hide it, good luck.
Good luck. Right. You said it, sister.
Yeah.
You said it. So tell me this. Where do you see the music industry in 10 years? Since we talked about how that may look in 10 years, where do you see it being? And I guess I'll say more specifically for independent artists.
Man, independent artists. I've had this dream about like the independent industry, independent radio taking over from mainstream. So I kind of still have that vision. I feel like when it comes to us, the Vibe Show 97.9 FM, we're gonna be the Breakfast Club. We are gonna be that independent Breakfast Club. I feel like we just haven't evolved into it yet, but it's written. I get goosebumps every time I talk about it. So does my team. Because it's the same vision that we had before we amalgamated together. I was thinking it for mine. They were, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I feel like the independent industry is just going to continue to grow. And I do actually feel mainstream is always going to be mainstream, but I feel like the independent industry is probably going to catch up to a point where the mainstream is. And then, I don't know, it's going to be very interesting, because they're going to probably be at a point, a neck and neck point, I would say. because I don't see the industry changing. I don't see it. The only way it's going to change is if we take down all those executives that are in that place of power, all those, you know, dark record, you know, executives and stuff like that, without going into it, because that's a whole...
Right. That's another show.
We need to do that. Yeah, we do need to have that.
Whenever you're ready, sis.
I could get Kano on, because we'll dissect that, with you.
Speaking of Kano, I'm glad you said that. Perfect segue. I love segues.
Yes.
Perfect segue. What else did you and Kano the Vibe King? Salute to him. Peace to you, King. King's up.
Much love,
because that's
Kano
a king that
man.
understands his power and he sets the bar. He has a balanced ability to respond, and he does that by respecting, uplifting, loving, empowering, and supporting those around him. Those are his rules, y'all. Those are the Queen's rules right here. That's what all of our rules should be. To set the bar, to be the reflection of the change we want to see. Peace to him. So what do you guys have together? Because I know you have your Queen of Queens coming, guys.
Yes.
So guys, let's keep on track. They got Live Vibe Radio.
So we got Live Vibe Radio.
When does Live Vibe Radio come on? Sis?
Live Vibe Radio is every Saturday and Sunday. It's hosted by myself, and obviously my AST comes on a co-host with me, Kano the Don, phenomenal Kano the Don, the Vibe King. That's on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 p.m. until 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
And then we have the Vibe Show 97.9 FM, which is hosted at the moment just by Kano, the Vibe King. That's every Sunday, normally around 6 p.m. CST time, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and that's on YouTube only. He's got an interview this Sunday, actually. And then we have a show coming. Look out for it. It's called Vibe Talk. It's real raw.
That's what I was getting at.
Real conversation.
That's why I said, what do y'all got coming? Because I
cannot wait for that. We've got that is going to be coming up. It's going to be open to anyone who wants to come on, and we're really going to be dissecting some topics. So just how we were talking about the industry just now, that's going to be one.
All right.
Like I said, it's not going to be for the faint-hearted, because there's going to be no holding back on how we feel. But one thing we do want to do with Vibe Talk is we want to make people understand that you can agree to disagree and still be cool, and still not argue, and still be respectful, and still love each other afterwards.
Sis, what you just said, that's the whole Kings and Queens up credo. That's your balanced ability to respond.
Facts.
You don't have to agree. Just balance your ability to respond to me without all those emotions that you come in with.
Exactly.
To make a hasty decision to fight, shoot, or do whatever you think you're about to do next. That's what Queens and Kings up is. Setting your balanced ability to respond. That's it.
Exactly. So you know you're coming on the show already.
Set the bar.
Set the bar.
Set the bar.
Exactly. And that's why I have this slogan is I say, you get it how you give, so get it how you live. It's all about the energy, the synergy you give. Because whatever you put out is coming back. So you have to set the bar, you know what I'm saying? You have to be that change you want to see. And then we also have a morning show that's going to be coming. So it's going to be the Vibe Show morning show. And that's gonna be hosted by me and Kano too. So we got some other things too.
Working, man, y'all cooking.
We cook it up. Yeah, we got a couple other things. I'm gonna keep it in the pot for now, but yeah. So stay locked in. Shout out to Monica Luscious in the building. Real Casanova. Oh, everyone's pulling up, sis. That's love. Shout out to all my beautiful queens and kings in the building.
So peace to all those kings and queens that pulled up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're coming to a close of the show. I want to make sure I thank you so much, sis. You know I love you. That goes without being said. Thank you for coming on. You know, I'm looking forward for everything that you have coming for this year and the next year to come. I know you guys are cooking over there like we just talked about. You're working on things. You guys are over there setting the bar, your balanced ability to respond to yourselves, your community, to your family. You're being the reflection that you want to see in the world. And that's what's important. That's what this show is about. That's why you're on this platform tonight.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for On Top. Thank you for the music that you have given to the people. You know, thank you for the review show, for the jewels, for everything, for the love and support. And it's really genuine. So guys, if you know an artist, if you are an artist, make sure you link them up with Strong Jewel and the Live Vibe Radio crew. They have all of your needs to get you guys on track. I would even say you guys are somewhat of an A&R.
We are.
Kind of a machine to kind of just give them the guidance and the help that they need to kind of push them in the right direction. Make sure they have their registrations correct. Make sure they're doing all that kind of stuff correct.
Yes.
So, you know, you guys get with them. You know, don't hold back. Like, this is what it's about. It's about networking. It's about who may know a little bit more knowledge than you. gaining knowledge from them, and then helping that next person that you encounter that don't have that knowledge. You're supposed to pass that to them. So this is the way that we're supposed to do these things and reflect the culture that we want to see. So thank you guys so much for that. And without further ado, that's it. But what we're going to do, I'm going to try to play this theme music on the way out. This is Teller BTV theme music. And I couldn't play the music on the way in, but I'm going to play it on the way out. Hopefully it works. When the song goes off, I'm just going to cut the live off. So just stay on with me till it goes off and rock. If it don't, I'll come back and be like, Teller B Technical TV, y'all. It is what it is, and that's it. We out. Peace. You know what I'm saying? So if it don't work, that's how I'm going to come back with it. But thank you, sis. Do you have any closing statements or any closing words that you want to say to the crowd?
I do.
I knew you did.
Really quickly, I just want to say to every B-man and you first and foremost, thank you so much. Your platform is absolutely like phenomenal. It's definitely needed. You know, not only just to, you know, spread the love and the support, but also the knowledge that you share. You know, you really do you know, really put that knowledge out there for anyone who's, you know, who's not quite so, who's on the woke
frequency.
Yeah, on that same frequency. You really do shine that light, you know what I'm saying? You really got the source. So yeah, thank you for that. You know, I love and appreciate you so much. Definitely enjoyed it. Gonna keep it short and sweet. Listen, I'm gonna say this to everyone out there: please continue to be the change you want to see, man. Continue to move with love and light, man. There's too much hate and negativity in the world already, and like we said earlier, Taylor B agreed with me. You can agree to disagree and still keep it respectful and still keep it moving and still be good, you know what I'm saying? So just remember that, and listen, more love, less hate makes the world a better place. So thank you. Make sure you follow us at the Vibe Show 97.9 FM, Strong Tool 215, Live Vibe Radio, and Vibe One Magazine. Love y'all.
That's right, y'all. So y'all heard the Vibe Queen herself, Strong Jewel. You heard it from her mouth herself. You guys need to set the bar, balance your ability to respond to yourself, your family, your community, and that will be the effective change that we want to see in the world. So with that, we're going to get into this theme music for BTV, and we're going to be out.
Peace, y'all.
BTV Productions, the Cultural Preservation Station.
Tune in. Tune in. Hey, yo. Black education, cultural preservation. Teller BTV records for the patient. Tune into the station.
We rockin' the whole nation. That's right, we rockin' the whole nation.
Prepping new generation.
The mental activation.
Teller BTV,
the new sensation.
Stop the hesitation.
And learn something new. My girl Teller B's here to show and prove. Cherish shit.
Hey. That was salute, man. Peace. Thank you. Love y'all. Be safe.
Love
Be
you.
best. Bye.